We'll bring the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Paul Jack.
Here.
Michael Gerard. Here. Dan Carroll.
Here.
Kathy Crow.
Here.
Kathy Gillett. Bob Christoph.
Here.
Frank Milligan. Guyla Holtman.
Here.
Vincent Bucheri.
Here.
Ian Fitzgerald is here. Matt Fitch.
Here. Do I have a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the September 12th caucus meeting and the September 18th council meeting minutes.
Second? Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the council meeting and the caucus meeting minutes of September. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Opportunity for citizens to be heard on matters in front of council. Matt Miller.
Or refer to the end of the list, sir.
You're up.
Very well, sir. A couple things I want to ask for you and for the council.
First of all, we're here to hear your comments and opinions. We're not here to answer your questions. We're more than willing to listen to what you have to say and what your concerns are.
Okay. The comments then shall be, why is this council considering a department with half the manpower of the current department?
Can I just interrupt for 1 minute?
Sure.
I apologize. I understand that you folks have been declared a union.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you'll do us a favor, our problem is that at this juncture, when we're starting to talk about manpower and things of that nature, we probably should be talking to your union representative about that.
That's fine, but I'm asking the council, sir.
No, I understand, and I'm directing them to hold those answers in abeyance until we've had an opportunity to speak with your bargaining unit.
That's fine.
We have not heard from anyone, so if you will do me a favor, as the solicitor for the borough, I'd like to hear from whomever that is, because we'd like to start talking to them. Okay?
That's fine. Okay. Another comment then. Is the council aware of how many arrests and citations have been made this year to date?
Is that a comment?
That's a comment of approximately, I'm going to go with approximately with some still being filed of over 200 citations and approximately probably around 40 to 50 arrests, the majority of those being DUI. So why are we going to go from a department that is majorly outputting for such a small area versus a department that is not? And question, if you would so answer it, which I don't think you're inclined to do, is what are the numbers for the other department you are considering?
Any other comments?
Let's see, there's also, I've heard rumor, and through multiple officers and multiple agencies, that there's rumors that there's falsification on the current study that was done as far as what the numbers were for what our budget was for the police department. Any reaction to that?
Any other comments?
Okay, why can't the police department get new equipment? We're seriously lacking on vehicles. We have 2 vehicles, majority of the one and or the other is always in the shop. Why can the officers not get new computers? If there is this budget for the police department, where is the money going towards? Because we pay for all our own equipment. We pay for everything else. The only thing this borough provides is a taser, a radio, and a badge. So where does the police department's budget go? I understand how, so most of that probably goes to payroll. But when there are agencies out there purchasing new police cars and getting new equipment, why is Cheswick lacking?
I think in accordance with what the President of Council has indicated, we certainly will entertain comment, but in terms of responding to those kinds of
So
questions,
you folks don't.
not going to respond to
You're not going to
questions.
respond to any of my questions.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I have then, since you folks don't feel like responding. That's
It's
fine.
not a matter of not feeling like responding. Appreciate that there is an organization structure that has to occur now as a result of the unionization. We're more than happy to participate in
That's
that,
fine.
but that's where we need to go.
That's fine.
Are you done?
I am done, sir.
Keith Miller?
I'm just here on behalf of O'Reilly's.
Okay. Steve Sekeres?
Yes, excuse me. A couple of weeks ago, they put out a newsletter stating that people had to live up to certain requirements as far as their properties are concerned. And I just wondered, is somebody out canvassing now, or have they been, or is somebody going to be? I was talking to a fellow, an acquaintance, and he told me that they're moving. He said the reason they're moving, he said, is because their property is so around them, or so inundated with weeds and trees and stuff hanging all over the place. They said, and they've come to council a couple times and complained about it, and nothing was done about it. So they're in the process of buying and selling.
We have a new zoning officer, and we're in the process, he's in the process of doing his job. So he's been very active. We've been focusing mostly upon occupancy permits, as I understand it, and he's looking at all the issues that were put in that letter as being points of emphasis.
Thank you.
Okay, Allegheny Valley Joint Sewage Authority?
Get the report last week.
Okay. Engineers report?
I just have an item under old and new business to discuss.
Mayor's report?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Police report from the month of October. We had police assistance calls. I'm still under the weather, sorry. Spring Downers 4, 2 to Harmon, Lower Valley Ambulance Service 7, and 0 to the Township. Police assisted by Spring Downers 3, 2 to Harmon, 0 to the Township. Number accidents investigated 2. Total miles patrolled. This is actual patrol miles, 2,669. Total calls for Chester, 146. Total traffic citations issued, there's 20. Offenses for the month. We had 1 DUI, 1 arrest, 1 theft with no arrest, 1 harassment with no arrest, 1 trespassing with arrest. Total offenses 4, with 1 person arrested. Total amounts of property stolen, $300 not recovered. We had several permits issued, total $130. There's 3 of them. Total amount of fees collected $702.50. Year to date, $10,000.68. And that's all I have for right now.
Okay. Solicitor's report?
I have nothing to add from what we provided last week.
Sounds good. General Office Administration, motion on Hoffman Kennels.
I'll make the motion to approve Hoffman Kennels 2019 proposal for general dog catching service and an optional rider for stray feline services.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to hire Hoffman Kennels and accept their proposal for general dog catching services, including the optional rider for stray feline services. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Bill list.
I make the motion to approve the bill list 10-18.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve bill list 10-18. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Oh, I had a general.
Wait. We're voting on this, or do you have a discussion on the bill list?
No, I apologize. It was.
Okay, so all those in favor of passing, approving the bill list 1018, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I just had a couple quick comments on Parks and Recreation.
Well, we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Can I have a motion on the tax anticipation levy?
I make the motion to approve the borough pursuing a tax anticipation note in the amount of $125,000 for 2019.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pursue the tax anticipation loan or note for 2019 in the amount of $125,000. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Pensions and insurance.
Yeah, I want to make a motion to approve offering both UPMC and Highmark to our full-time employees as far as 2019 benefits from municipal benefit services.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve to offer both the UPMC and Highmark full-time, to the full-time employees in the 2019 benefits from municipal benefit services. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public health and safety.
Yes, so on Friday, we were presented with the study from the DCED regarding regionalization. I think everyone has had a chance to get a copy of the study, and I know that there's a number of them available, and you can give out to anybody who likes to see it. Generally, I think the study was pretty thorough. They strongly compared both us and Springdale Township. I think everyone might recall that we had asked them to do the study back in like March and April. The two individuals that performed the study from DCED, they both said that they believed it to be a no-brainer, that the municipalities were very similar, and that regionalization was something that we should that could be very beneficial for the communities. So they suggested that we take a look at everything that was presented to evaluate and to scrutinize what's there to see if we have any issues or concerns about any of the figures. And the next step would essentially be for us to approve of the study if we feel inclined to do so. If Springdale Township do the same, follow-up step would be for a committee to be formed or a board or commission essentially between the two municipalities to then begin the process of figuring out what would this entity look like, how would it be structured, kind of all that going forward. So that's kind of where we're at now. And that's
Was there any discussion on that? Are you interested in making a motion?
Yes, I think there are a number of issues that are going to be related to negotiations and personnel that I think we'd like to discuss in executive session first.
Okay. You want to do that now, or you want to go? Let's finish off. We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
Okay. We'll get to you, Bob. Zoning development and ordinances. The action on the O'Reillys.
I hereby move that the amended land development plan submitted by Wallace Venture Group be approved by the Borough of Chesapeake.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay, regarding the O'Reilly Autos Park development on 1112 Pittsburgh Street, we have a motion to amend the land development plan submitted by Wallace Venture Group, and that it be approved by the Borough of Chesapeake. It's seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Nothing on COG, I believe. Old business on the grant.
We opened bids for the CDBG grant for the paving on Highland Avenue. The project came in right at what the project estimate was. So it was $28,203. The grant is for $20,000. So if we choose to award, it would be an $8,203 match. I did talk to Ian. There was some question as if we could wait till next month to officially award. I did talk to Mr. Benecki. He said the county likes to get them under contract as soon as possible. Being it's a paving project, it's not going to affect it either way. It's not going to be paved till spring at this time. So if we wanted to wait till next month, that would be fine.
Any discussion on that? One of the issues was the water lines and whether the water lines underneath that section had been replaced, and or if we plan to do that paving, should we be replacing the water lines and including cost to do that?
Yeah, and I did dive into some of the older projects of when the bonds were taken out, and it does not look like Highland Avenue was replaced at that time. So I believe
That's probably why we're having all those breaks at the bottom of Highland.
I probably, what I found in other communities is, especially when you have a water line and a sewer line together, you get small leaks, which then carry the fine material away, and then you get those sinkholes, like what's happening up there.
So let's discuss this at the next planning session and get the information relative to water lines and sewer lines, and we're gonna have to talk a little bit about what needs to be replaced overall as far as water lines. Because we can't keep having, breaks like we had last winter.
Yeah.
So we have to look at options for that.
Okay.
New business? Hold on a second.
Yeah, real quick note. If you notice, we do have a report from the rec board for the third quarter. Actually, I think it's making it a whole year. So just for your reference. And the other thing, as I was saying, we're tying bows for the street posts on November 10th. If anybody wants to join us. Yeah. That's it.
Bob, when is trick or treat?
31st.
Okay, 6 to 8.
There's a sign on the door.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
See you, yes.
Okay.
New business, Allegheny County Stormwater Ordinance.
Saturday.
Yes, under the new MS4 regulations for DEP, the Allegheny County went ahead and created a model ordinance that they want all municipalities within Allegheny County to adopt or make amendments to your current ordinance to make sure it's equal or greater than the model ordinance. They would like to have all the municipalities adopt this before the end of the year. I've done it for several other communities. It's rather simple, kind of fill in the blanks with your municipality name. There's not much, a lot of communities, it's pretty much on par with the existing ordinance. They add in some additional flow rates and get a little more detailed in some of the areas. But it's something that I could work with the solicitor for to get our draft ready. We would have to advertise it and have a public hearing before we could officially adopt it.
So what's the timing on this?
Allegheny County would like all the municipalities to have it accepted before the end of the year.
Okay, so we can do that before, timing wise, we can get it done before the end of the year?
I think we can. I think if you can get something to me, the sample, whatever it is that you want to do, and then we can put it for advertisement for November for action in December.
Yeah, so I think we would just need authorization that once we have the draft together, that we could have Ian advertise it.
So we can make a motion here to advertise.
Absolutely, as soon as it's ready.
Can I have a motion to advertise the Allegheny County Stormwater Ordinance when it's prepared by the engineer and reviewed by the office and the solicitor? Just say
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to prepare the Allegheny County Stormwater Ordinance for review and to be, what am I looking for, published, posted in the newspaper. Advertised. Starting with the order. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Motion to go into executive session to discuss negotiations.
I make a motion to go into executive session, discuss negotiation, personnel matters.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Will you,
We're going to go into executive session, and we very well may have business to do when we come back. The session, Michael?
Okay, I would like to make a motion to acknowledge receipt of the DCED's study regarding the regionalization with Springdale Township.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
We have a motion and a second to acknowledge the receipt of the DCED study of the merger with Springdale Township. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And then I would like to make a motion to explore the possibility of preparing a plan with Springdale Township regarding the regionalization of the police department.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to explore with Springdale Township the regionalization of the police department. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
what does DCED stand for?
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Can I ask you a
I
question?
will answer your question.
That's okay, I'll ask him out here, it's cool.